Good afternoon, fourth grade, and I hope this finds you doing really well. We're going to go back into chapter 11 and grab your textbooks, turn to page 240. Now, 240 and 241, we're going to learn some very, very interesting things. So fasten your seatbelt and let's take off here. Taste buds. Your tongue allows you to taste the food you are eating. The tongue? Wow. Did you see in your book how many taste buds? 10,000 taste buds. Good night. That's a lot. Now, taste buds are special clusters of cells that react to chemicals in food. Each taste bud has sensory cells in it. Sensory cells gather information and send it to the brain, which tells you how your food tastes. The sensory cells might be telling Mr. Joe, this is a really good tasting corn dog. Or, oh my, pizza. Perhaps roasted chicken from Pizza Ranch. Oh my. The good old taste buds don't fail you. The taste buds work only, though, they only work when food is wet. This is one way saliva will help you to taste. Now, saliva also helps spread the taste of the foods around in your mouth. Scientists recognize 4 basic tastes. Number 1, sweet. Number 2, sour. Number 3, salty, like, on your popcorn. Number 4, bitter. Each of the sensory cells in the taste buds can gather information about any of the tastes. However, each sensory cell responds best to one of the basic tastes. Things with sugar taste, yes, you're right, sweet. Sour is the taste you identify when you bite into a lemon or some of that sour candy. Pretzels and potato chips. What do they have? A salty taste. Unsweetened chocolate and coffee have a bitter taste. All right, and then you see the pictures on page 240. Sour, salty, sweet, savory, bitter. Now, we're going to meet a scientist. This guy was amazing. Page 241. Now, I am not quite sure how to pronounce this feller, but it will say Kekune Aita. The 5th taste was identified in 1908. That was over 100 years ago, by Japanese professor Kekune Aikida. One day he was thinking about the tastes of foods. Tomatoes, cheeses, and meats all seemed to have a common taste. But it was not one of the 4 basic tastes. Remember, we said the 4 basic tastes: sour, salty, sweet. You can find them over on page 240. And what was the 4th one? Sour, salty, sweet. You're right, bitter. So, Aikida discovered this taste was strong in a broth made from a type of seaweed. Now you understand seaweed, I hope. He named the taste umami, which means savory. Later he discovered MSG, monosodium glutamate, had a strong umami taste. Umami. Not your mommy or my mommy, umami. Now MSG is often sold as a food seasoning. Interesting. Cheeses, tomatoes, and meats have a taste that is not like the 4 basic tastes. Some people say that these foods have a savory taste. Many scientists call this taste umami. The taste of umami is in the flavoring called MSG. Do you remember what MSG stands for? Come on, go ahead and say it. And if you forget, we'll go over it again. Monosodium glutamate. MSG does not taste good by itself. It is similar to salt in that both bring out the flavors of other foods. MSG is added to many canned and frozen foods. Your sense of taste and sense of smell are closely related. Taste buds identify taste. Sensory cells in the nose identify smell. Information from both senses is sent to the brain. The brain then combines the information to identify and appreciate flavors. That is why food does not taste as good when you have a cold. You see, your stuffy nose cannot smell the food. Now, isn't that interesting? All right, so let's go back a page in your book and look on page 238. Do you see the sketch at the bottom of 238 where it shows like a silhouette of a guy's head? Then it says mouth, salivary glands, teeth, and tongue. What I would like to have you do is on a piece of paper, and if you have to use notebook paper, that's just fine. Draw that illustration, please, and make sure that you include the word mouth so we know what this is about, and the different vocabulary words and where the lines are pointing to. Now that's part of your assignment, okay? So we've read 240 through 241. You can reread that if you like. And then in addition to the illustration, I have four basic questions for you. Question number 1. What are the 4 basic tastes? Didn't we just read that? Okay, so write that down, okay? Number 2, name a food for each of the 4 basic tastes. Well, that's not too tough. We just go right back to the book. What is Kakuna Aikida known for? That will turn you back over to page 241, and you'll see there's a picture of that fella right there. Okay? And then number 4, what is a basic food that has a taste that is not like any of the 4 basic tastes? And you will find that on page 241. So, to wrap things up here, you can reread what we went through together. Make sure that you do your illustration from page 238. And then if you haven't taken your Chapter 10 science test yet, spend some time practicing with a loved one, a family member, so that you are getting ready for that. So, you have a great day. Talk to you soon.